Hey guys, kens97sto171 back with another ATS video. Well, um, in the last video, the bar went all the way across the top to show level 13. But we're not, and then we went into the international dealer and it was saying we were not at level 13. And it says here level 12. And we're at kind of the bottom. We're kind of at the bottom. And remember, but it went all the way over and then it stopped right about there. So I guess this is level 13 and we're here at the bottom of it. So we need to go to the, to here. I don't know. It's not what it looked like to me, but apparently it is. So we've got this load on us here now. I don't know if it's going to take us all the way going from where we were or close to it to Port Fourchon, Louisiana, which would be good because it's down by the port, down by the Gulf, and there should be some good freight out of there, or New Orleans, which is close by. Pays $48,000, which is nice. We're at 210, so that'll put us at to 258. We might even be able to buy 2 trucks with that money. I went to ChatGPT and I asked some questions. Kind of interestingly, I asked it whether or not company drivers, does it matter if they're in a day cab or a sleeper, as far as earning money. And the first response said yes, that they'll get longer routes if they're in a sleeper, and so they'll be paid more. So then I asked it another question about, I think, fuel efficiency or engines or something, and it then mentioned that none of that matters, and also mentioned that sleeper berth doesn't matter. And I then confronted it and said, in the last comment, you said that sleeper berth does matter. It said, yes, you are correct. That is an error. And then went on to pretty decent specifics as to why it doesn't matter. It said fuel efficiency, power, gears, engine type, sleeper berth, type of truck, none of that matters. That the truck is basically just a container for the AI drivers to use to complete deliveries. Fuel efficiency doesn't matter. None of that matters. So it said basically your best bet financially is to buy the most inexpensive truck possible and use the money you save to buy more garages and hire more drivers and buy more trucks. I'm kind of inclined, just to keep the fleet to similar, is to buy these. It's mid-price. I think the cheapest thing was a Peterbilt 589. I can't remember. Actually, we haven't been to a Peterbilt dealer yet, so we can't even do one of those. Kenworth W900 is also cheap as a day cab. They're all pretty close, and the International LT is also pretty inexpensive as a fuel efficiency doesn't matter. So you just basically, neither does power. The drivers don't care. So you want to buy, and you can save money on cheaper engines. So you could lower the price of a truck. So you want to go the lowest power, the cheapest transmission, all of that stuff. Don't do any aero upgrades or fancy chrome. It doesn't make any difference. So we're going to go based on that assumption is correct. And we'll either buy, we can't buy that cheap Peterbilt because we haven't seen a Peterbilt dealer yet. Maybe we'll see one on this trip and we'll be able to open up that brand to us. I think it's the only one we're missing. International, Volvo, Kenworth, Freightliner. No, we're missing Mack and Peterbilt are the two that we're missing. So, I'd be inclined to just maybe get Kenworth K9. The T680 day cab is also relatively inexpensive. I don't know. doesn't really matter. Maybe since we're familiar with this, we can just keep it simple. Also, there's not a lot of upgrades and shit you can do to these, so that might be good. All right, guys, let's get to it. Enough bullshitting. We spent 5 minutes talking about nothing. So this is what we're hauling. It's heavy, 88,000 pounds. Let's hop to it. Let's maybe not hit the fucking light pole. I did fill the fuel tanks before I came here. It's a 500-mile journey, so hoping we can get all the way through this level.
Get ready to turn right. Turn right. Get ready to turn left. Turn left.
I was really hoping we'd finished level 13. Oh, with that last trip. Look at that white car. It almost didn't stop at the stop there. Man, this thing hauls fantastic. I had a green light, and that white car must have ran the red light there. The AI, the ChatGPT also said that for us, it doesn't really matter what you want to drive. Day cab can get you more fuel efficiency. It's easier to drive. So we might just stay with this thing.
Go straight on.
Upgrade the interior. Or the other thing we might try would be a W900. I'm sorry, a Kenworth T680 with that X15 efficiency engine. That might be a good one to try too. Lower the volume down a little bit, guys. Doesn't affect what you hear.
Get ready to turn right.
Oh boy.
Turn right.
Strange.
Get ready to turn left. left.
God damn. And then the fucking AI stops right over there, even though... His fucking AI cars are a fucking nightmare. Almost makes you want to just pull out in front of them all the time. Because they're gonna fucking stop anyway. What is the route we're taking? Yeah. 30 to 49 to 40. Okay, we're gonna be on the highway. I think that's 49. All the way to there. I don't know for sure, but so once we get to here, we'll be on interstate basically. Come on, guys, it's fucking green. Let's go.
Go straight on.
I'm getting a little tired and exacerbated here, guys. I'm cussing a little bit more than I normally do. I'm driving here. Get the heck out of the way. Move. What the hell are you doing? I usually say, what the F are you doing? She's not a down, shows it there. It's kind of too bad that if the AI is correct about the fuel efficiency of your company drivers, that's kind of unfortunate. Because that would play a serious role in a real-life trucking company. You know? Right up this hill. 88,000 pounds. On a trailer that probably weighs 88,000 pounds. It's sincerely impressive. And I was like just going like this with my legs, stretching them and moving them. This chair is
keep right and then exit right.
Relatively comfortable, but it presses on the back of my leg just a little bit too much.
Exit right. Even if we don't get the level 13.
couple tricks I've done is you're trying to earn money. It stresses your computer a bit to do this. Hire your company drivers, then go park somewhere, and let time roll by. The other thing you do is take a sleep break, take another sleep break, take another sleep break. That passes like about 30 hours. I think it's 10 hours each time. It's 8 or 10 hours. I can't remember. It should be 10 because that's what you need to have for a break. Not totally sure what the... But, and we need to go for exit 49. Exit 49. Highway, Interstate 49.
And then turn right.
That'll advance 20 or 30 hours.
Turn right.
And then let the computer sit. And so what you want to do is park someplace.
Keep left.
In the truck, and then just Alt-Tab out of the game. The game will run in the background with you in that same location, and time will continue to elapse in the game. And when I first started, I did that a few times. It adds a significant amount of time. You know, let's say you let the computer run for 8 or 10 hours real time. It's significantly longer than that in the game. I don't know what the coefficient is. I can't remember. But you'll come back and your drivers will have completed multiple deliveries and made you some money. However, you'll hear the GPU. Things are still going in the background. It does lower the I think when it's out of that, when it's in that situation, it limits to 30 frames per second. You can set that in the game too. Where are we going?
Keep right.
Yeah.
And then exit right.
But you're still putting some stress on the graphics card by doing that. But it is less than if you were to leave the game up. Jesus Christ. And then, you know, I have noticed too, though, that I believe when you're driving, you'll see your company drivers seem to complete more trips and earn more money. So I'm not sure whether, I mean, time still...
Keep right, and then exit right.
Time still continues when you're in that state, you know, Alt-Tabbed out of the game. But
Exit right.
it might not elapse at the same full pace that it does when I'm, like right now when I'm driving. I'm not totally sure. That is a yield sign. Why did it take us down this route? Okay. Why the fuck would you do that? It exited us off through a town to then hit 49. Why the fuck would you not just stay on 220 and then I-20 and then 49? This is shorter, but this would have maintained all highway. That's dumb. Well, at least I think it's dumb.
Go straight on.
Maybe I'm wrong. Hey, there's a overlook right up here, which we will stop at. We'll probably get honked at because we may not be able to. We may have to drop the trailer and pull in there, and they'll honk at us. Doesn't matter. I need to get like a stool or something to put my leg up over here. Shreveport. This would be a bad place for that train to fucking come all of a sudden.
Go straight on.
It's right here. Okay, we can actually pull in here. We're blocking the road, but oh well. These are always kind of cool. Alright, back to it. Now, why the fuck would you run right through Shreveport if you could have stayed on an interstate? Doesn't make any fucking sense.
Go straight on.
I don't know, maybe we missed up, maybe I missed an intersection somewhere en route, and I don't know. Struggling a little bit there. bit to which is a little strange because we hauled that other thing that was 100,000 pounds. Absolutely amazing engine, though. Really is. Man, I really hope we get to the level 13. Really do. I'm tired. I don't know that I would upgrade the engine in this truck. I'd be a little afraid that the 515... I don't remember the 515 pulling any better than this. Very down to 70. But it wasn't in a day cab, so, you know, it definitely makes the truck lighter. See what the torque difference is between the 515, which is now open to us, and that's the most powerful one they make. But, you know, that 550 horsepower is more than enough to do pretty much anything you need it to do. You know, maybe if you're doing the super heavy haul, which this would be, in real life, would you use this truck to do this load? Maybe not. I don't know. But it'll probably do the job. It'll just, you know. And I don't know that there's any mechanical difference between, like, the 450 horse version and the 515 in real life. It may just be that they've got the fuel turned down a little bit.
Keep left.
It's tuned slightly less. So if that's the case, durability-wise, you're not going to wear it out. I'm pretty sure that's why Schneider, when I first worked for them, I had I don't have any videos from back then, but I had a late 90s Freightliner Century with the 60 series Detroit 12.7 liter. It had 600,000 miles on it when they gave it to me. Ran great. Didn't use any oil of any significance over, I think they were doing 30 or 40,000 mile oil changes, and it would use like 1 gallon of oil over 40,000 miles, which is nothing. You really never had to add anything to it. It averaged about 8 miles per gallon, but they had the power turned down to like 350 or 380 or something like that. But, you know, 44,000 pounds in the box, it moved freight just fine. Yeah. 45,000 pounds in the box is going to put you right at about 80,000 pounds. You're not going to be heavier than that, and it worked just fine. Is it fast? No. Does it matter? No. Trucks aren't fast. It doesn't matter if it's 600 horsepower or 350. They're still slow. So, you know. But I drove that. I was there for a few years. Really, I think just 2 or 3. I don't know. When I turned it in, it had over 900,000 miles on it, and it still ran fantastic. You know, the truck was beat a bit. You know, rattled, and the paint looked like shit. And call it a freight shaker for a reason. But powertrain-wise, clutch went out at some point not too long after I started, actually. So right about 600,000, the disc exploded, locked the transmission in gear so it wouldn't disengage. And they asked me, I was empty at the time. There were no clutch interrupt switches back then. Not that it would have mattered, I guess, but so you could start it in gear. So that's what I did. They said, hey, can you get it to Indianapolis? And I was like, sure. It was right off the exit, right off the highway, was their place. Started off in first gear, just turn the key, you know, engine starts rolling over, it catches and lights, and just slip shifted all of the gears, you know, all the way to Indianapolis. And then they put a clutch in it, and I was back on my way. That happened, and then I think I had either an alternator or an air conditioner. I think it was the alternator locked up, or maybe a tensioner locked up. Tossed the belt, which put me out of service till they came and fixed it. That's the only 2 things that ever happened to that truck, none of which are engine related. It was absolutely amazing. Had a pinhole leak in the charge air cooler, which again is not the engine's fault. You know, probably a rock went through it or something. It was leaking a little bit of boost. Other than that, man, that engine was absolutely amazing. Where the fuck are we going now? Okay, so now we're off the interstate, taking this state route thing. Okay. Looks like we're going to be going through some towns. Yep. They certainly kept my wheels rolling, man. We'd be out for 3 weeks, home for 3 days, out for 3 weeks, home for 3 days. They definitely had the logistics, man. They always had loads.
Go straight on.
And I wasn't making anything per mile. I was a total newbie. But I learned a lot.
Go straight on.
Yeah, the 12.7 liter 60 series, about 500 horsepower is about the end of the world for one of those. I watch a guy on YouTube who does engine repairs. He talked about that. The 14 liter, though, you can turn up close to 600. But they'll work all day. They'll work, you know, they're not as powerful, but man, they will go and go and go and go. The N14 apparently is up there too. as far as reliability. But I think the 60 series is slightly more reliable. One I had didn't leak anything. It was a great engine. Pretty quiet mechanically, just a little bit of turbo noise. Oh my god, what the fucking lights. It's frustrating.
Go straight on.
Yeah, the recalibration on the brake pedal seems to have helped. Videos tonight. 4 or 5, I think. But that sky, it's pretty wild. Yeah, I was looking through the mod list. That brutal weather and graphics mod is not in here right now. It very specifically says do not use with any other weather mod, and I had one from Z Mods in there too. It's that way in my other profile too. It kind of makes me wonder which one I ought to have in there. The brutal weather one has a lot more stuff that it does. Sunset, sunrises, fog, mist, rain, thunder, lightning, sounds, things are in there. So, whereas the one from Z Mods, I'm not really sure what it does, and it doesn't really say specifically. snagging the fucking wire to the keyboard. What are you doing? Lucky it didn't hit a button. I almost ordered a wireless keyboard and mouse the other day. Same company as this one is, but the RGB is a little nicer. I might go ahead and do that. But it's like $50. So it was kind of expensive, and what I have works, but it's annoying. The negative would be it's one more damn thing I gotta charge. You know. Come on, guys.
Keep right, and then exit right.
Hold on, guys. I need to fix that. I want to make sure I don't have myself a problem. Give me a minute. I'm going to blank out this camera here while I do this, because I'm going to have to move some shit around. Give me a second. Oh, excuse me, guys. I should have muted. I should have muted them. I should have muted the microphone too. Okay, we're back in position. Oh shit! What the fuck happened there? Boy, that was lucky. I have no idea why that did that right then.
Get ready to turn right.
Great. Stop sign.
Turn right.
That guy should not have turned left there, turned right there with that car. I think this thing does need fog lights. That reminds me. This bumper has fog lights. But they're not listed here. There's fog lights in this bumper. I was wondering about it. See how all the darkness right in front of the truck right there? Station down here. Does this trailer have a beacon? Nope. It's a toll booth, not a way station.
Turn right.
Yes, I know that's a stop sign, which is fucking stupid. Why the fuck would you put a stop sign there? Unfinished bridge right there.
Turn left.
where that unfinished bridge is supposed to go to. Probably right there. Probably across the thing there. Oh, there's the moon. Oh, please. American Truck Simulator gods. Let this be enough to get me to level 13 so we can move on. It's going to downshift. Really, it shouldn't downshift. It should stay right where it is. Yeah, because the revs are starting to climb back up. Peak torque on this engine is 900 revs. I bet the 500 horsepower version just revs a bit more. I don't know what the difference in torque is. I'd have to look at the thing again. It did not need to downshift there. I believe that's a ferry right that way. No, it's not. I'm wrong. $6 miles per gallon. Not bad hauling this big ass thing. It's pretty impressive, actually. I wonder if this truck would haul this in real life. Probably. You might, transmission would be the thing I'd wonder about. But, you know, 14 speed. That's enough gears. I mean, really, I was watching a guy. It's the same guy who talks about different engines he's repaired. He runs a shop, rebuilds engines and things. And he talked about that. You know, when do you need a 10 or a 13 or an 18 speed? And he's like, 10 speed will haul the same freight. But if you do a lot of mountains out west, Colorado and stuff, the 18 speeds are really nice because it drops, it lets you split 500 RPM increments, which can be really helpful when you're pulling a hill. On flat ground, not that big of a deal, and it's really not necessary. So a 13 speed, he said, you know, is sort of in the middle. And this is 14 speed. So it should haul, at least, you know, on relatively flat ground. It should do anything, pretty much. It's too bad it's nighttime.
Finally, we have hit.
No. Where does it want? Just straight ahead. Yeah, right there. That was almost fucking perfectly in there. Alright. Let's see what happens. Do we make it? Cross our fingers. Do we make it all the way up to the next level? See, it says... Oh, we're at level 12, and that's... Fuck, no. Fuck. This is what I saw the last time. Alright, guys. Well... We got a lot of money. That was an hour, 50 minutes. All right, guys, I'm gonna end the stream. I'm gonna go in here and look around just off camera and just see what I see what we can accomplish. If we could hire, we might be able to buy 2 trucks and hire 2 drivers with the money we have, which would be cool because then money would start rolling in a little faster. Main reason to want to get to 13 is I think there's some more upgrades we can do to our own truck. It won't matter for the company drivers, so we might as well just go ahead and hire those drivers. So I'm going to go off camera here, and then I'm going to just look around a little bit and decide what I want to do, and then we'll do it together on the stream, which shouldn't be a very long stream. We'll just be buying a couple of trucks, hiring a couple of drivers, and see how that goes. All right, guys, that'll be it. kens97sto1. So I can't even say my own fucking YouTube name. Signing off. Be safe out there.